You won't believe what happens next. Old Ear's trembling finger points ahead, as his wife is currently in the village, and her fate remains precariously uncertain. He hurriedly grabbed his shotgun and dashed towards the village, but only a few steps in, he felt the atmosphere around him freeze, sending shivers down his spine. Years of experience warned him that danger was nearby, meaning the tiger was lurking like a spy, ready to strike at any moment. In this suffocating silence, Old Kiwi barely caught a faint sound. His nerves tightened like a violin string, and then he fired in the direction of the noise. He was ready to approach and investigate, but just as he took a step, a low growl echoed behind him, chilling him to the bone. He knew a tiger attacked prey instantly on sight, and a fierce one was lurking behind him. Right before him was the one-eyed Husey from before. Time flew by, and now he was the Tiger King of G Mountain, with a sharp glint in his yet he sensed the presence of a friend. At the critical moment, the Tiger King spared Old Kiwi, vanishing into the depths of Old Kiwi finally relaxed, but then a chilling question popped into his mind. If the tiger wasn't dead, then what did he just shoot? Cold sweat drenched Old Quiz's face, as if head just collided head-on with a fridge. When he saw the scene, it hit him like lightning. His wife was shot. His world crumbled like a fragile dream. Everything before him blurred, the familiar yet pale face of his wife magnifying in his mind, twisting his heart in agony. From that day, he was a soulless shell, quit the team, his hunting figure in woods gone. Solitude and melancholy replaced him. He retreated to the mountains to forage herbs, less glamorous, but barely getting by. Now, he only wanted to care for his only son and refused when the Japanese invited him back to hunt tigers. What he didn't expect was that his son quietly followed in his footsteps. In subsequent years, mountain troops frequently emerged, eliminating many Japanese patrols, infuriating officers. In desperation, the Japanese found Old Quiz's brother, Old Ur. After Old Quiz's retirement, Old Ur naturally took over as the new leader, but the shadow of Old Kiwi still loomed over him. What could a husband, who had lost his wife, do in his grief for revenge? He used his position to organize hunting teams and launch crackdowns until one day, Old Ur set a trap, killing the Tiger King's cub. The mother tiger came to rescue it, but fell into the snare. A steel wire tightened around her neck. As she struggled, the wound widened, blood gushing out like a fountain. Old Son tried to convince Old Ur to let her go, but instead, Old Ur raised his gun and aimed. Regardless of the Tiger King's frantic struggles, her fate was sealed from the start. The Tiger King's wife and cub were ruthlessly slain by hunters, bodies brought back to town for the Japanese bounty pot. Their reckless actions nearly led to everyone's doom, yet they had no idea Shadow was swiftly closing in. The real Tiger King chased like lightning through the forest, fate again jesting. He hadn't gone far when a cliff stopped him. Seeing his wife and child carried off by hunters, sorrow and rage surged within him. Unable to contain his grief, he let out a deafening roar as if to rip the sky itself apart. His roar startled everything in the vicinity, causing birds and beasts in the forest to scatter in panic. Before long, the mother tiger's body was given to the Japanese, who took celebratory photos, enraging the onlookers. The townsfolk didn't want the Tiger King to be captured, for they knew that thanks to him, the wolves had been kept up by these past years, otherwise they would have suffered. Thus, the Tiger King was revered as the Mountain Lord, and everyone hoped for an end. But Old Ur was unsatisfied. Facial scars and wife's loss fueled his hatred for Mountain Lord, vowing to catch him tonight. He cunningly used the cub's carcass as bait, meticulously setting traps to lure the Mountain Lord into the open. However, everything was witnessed by the lurking Mountain Lord. It seemed he was already well aware of the hunting team's movements. That night, suddenly a few deep roars shattered the stillness. Excited, they gripped their weapons tightly, eagerly awaiting the Mountain Lord's downfall into the trap. Upon hearing the commotion, they quickly rushed over to check, only to find the scene before them was a major letdown. There was no sign of the Mountain Lord in the trap. They were stunned to see a struggling wolf trapped inside. The body of the cub that should have been in the trap was nowhere to be found, leaving only a messy trail of blood and vague paw prints on the ground. Infuriated, Old Ur killed the wolf on the spot, while deep in the forest, the Mountain Lord quietly carried her child's body home. She gently crouched down, stroking her child's lifeless body, as if hoping to awaken him with her touch. Yet no matter how hard she tried, her child's body remained cold, devoid of warmth. At this moment, despair filled the Mountain Lord's eyes, echoing through the forest, while Old Ur felt defeated and helpless. If he could find the Mountain Lords then, it would be much easier. Early next morning, Old Ur sought help from his brother Old Kiwi. He knew from Old Quiz's experience that if he came out of retirement, he could definitely find the Mountain Lord's lair, even offering to split the bounty 60/40. But Old Kiwi remained unmoved. Having retired for many years, he had turned over a new leaf, even declaring that discussing this matter was off limits. However, as he was about to leave, he noticed Old Quiz's son had a determined look, had long wanted to join the hunting. Seizing the opportunity, Old Ur secretly took him to the Japanese, hoping to pressure Old Kiwi to come out of retirement. When the Japanese found he was Old Quiz's son, they gave him a Type 38 rifle, thrilling him like treasure.